How you doing? Welcome to the TrailManners Gear Garage, number 11. I'm Eric Manning. Today we're going to be talking about a shoe, and not just an ordinary shoe, because we're going to be talking about a Pearl Izumi shoe. So Pearl Izumi, is, people know, in 2017 they're not going to be in the run side anymore, which you're going to have to bear with me. I might get emotional, might have to take a moment here and there to you know, it might tear up a little bit. We're going to talk about the new shoe from Pearl Izumi. It's the Trail E-Motion, okay, N2V3. N is neutral, and the 2 means it's kind of the medium cushion-wise, not a 1, not a 3, it's kind of in the middle there. And V3, version number 3. So this is the 3rd rendition of it. The first thing I want to touch on is there's 2 colorways, but look at this guy. Okay. That thing's sexy with like 3 X's in the middle, right? So this is my favorite color. I've been wearing this shoe for about 4 weeks now. You know, trying to test it out, see how it holds up, see how I like it. I love it. There's not a ton of changes in which I like in shoes, because I don't like finding a shoe that works for me and then they make all these drastic changes. There is some changes definitely in this shoe, but as far as the ride, the fit, all that stuff, it's still dialed right in. You know, the shoe itself weighs, and I think they go in like size 9, 10.5 ounces. Not the lightest shoe on the market, not the heaviest shoe. Shoe weight for me has never been the big of a deal breaker. You know, I'm in the middle of a pack type runner, you know, not a super svelte young man. So the weight of that, you know, it's just, you know, drop a cheeseburger. 10.5 for me is pretty good. They do feel fairly light on your foot. And I don't know if that's because I'm used to wearing different shoes. It might have some different, you know, weights to them. Holding them up, I mean, it feels like a shoe. You know, it's not necessarily going to weigh me down. I've been working out with Joel at Bomber Athlete, so I can pick it up pretty easily. It feels lightweight. Same thing, which is one of my favorite things with the Pearl Izumi shoes. They do have a seamless upper. So when you put your foot inside, above the foot there's no stitching. It's totally seamless, so you don't get those hot spots on top. You know, those rough areas where it kind of irritates your foot. So Pearl's been doing that for years. Still one of my favorite features on the shoe. They do a 3D printing for the uppers, so again, not a lot of extra weight. So a lot of shoes will sew things on there. It's more of a 3D print on these. The toe box is wider. Okay, they've widened the toe box, but it's not too wide where it's super sloppy. So you still have a good ride in there. Your toes are still a little, you know, can spread out a little bit more. That's a huge improvement for me. They did put a rock plate in the forefoot, so you do have a 4-foot rock plate in there. Carbon rubber, multi-direction, right? So you have all these carbon rubber treads on the bottom of them. It's kind of newly designed for them. It's a great tread. I've been wearing it. It's been rainy. I haven't taken it in snow yet. Hasn't quite hit that elevation yet. Been taking the rain, the dirt, you know, softer stuff. I haven't had any problems with traction. So as far as that goes, I've never had a problem with a Pearl shoe. This one, as far as durability goes, this word's still out. I've only had it a few weeks, but all my Pearl shoes in the past have just been bomber. I mean, they've been super durable. Never had an issue with that. Putting lots of miles on them before, you know, you want to switch over to something else. They do have their dynamic offset, and if you're not familiar with that, I recommend just checking it out on their website to explain it a little bit better. I'm not the sales guy. I'm just here to review the shoe. The drop is between 4 and 7.5 millimeters. Again, that depends on the dynamic offset. The heel stack, okay, 27 millimeters. And the 4-foot is 18 millimeters, so not a huge drop in the shoe. I think a lot of shoes now are coming between 4 and 6. Anything above a 6 for me gets to be a little too much, feeling like I have a heel on it. I like that sweet spot of 4 to 6 personally. It's what I'm used to. It feels good on my Achilles, feels good on my calves, but I got to come back. Look at how beautiful that shoe is. That thing is gorgeous. I love the colors. And you want to know why this one's so clean? Because I may have more than one pair. I've been training in one, you know, working one out. I went ahead knowing what the future is holding, and I got 2 more. So I've had 3 of these already, 2 that look pretty, smell pretty right from the factory, right out of the box. So that's one we're showing, not the muddy, beat up one, which I guess would have added a little more appeal to it. It'll look nice. They retail at $125. You can still find them online. I don't know, you might be able to find a site or two that has them 20% off here and there. The pricing of it for me is right on point, especially considering how long shoes have lasted. Again, since I haven't run in it, I'm not going to speak directly to this one, but I honestly haven't had any shoes in the N2s, the M3s. I've had some N1s that last quite a long time as far as durability goes. Technical stuff, never had a problem with them. I haven't had them pulling apart. So if you have some experience that way, feel free to chime in. I'll tell you what, Mike Thompson and his team, I just want to personally thank them for all the work they've done over at Pearl over the years to develop their shoe line. I know, as many of you know, it started out a long time ago and it's evolved into something, and I think it's been beautiful. And Mike and his team, thank you personally for everything you've done there. I personally want to buy the patent on this shoe and just maybe logo it with a TM or something and carry it forward even a little bit more. But I love the shoe. Overall, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. 5 buses out of 5 buses, double fisted IPAs, whatever you want to say. I give it my highest rating. I've only used it again for 3 weeks. I can't wait to take it on a little bit longer run, but I've wore Pearls a lot in the past, so I'm not trying to be premature and pumping this shoe up, but I love it. I really do. Out of the box, you can take it right out on the mountains. Don't have any problems. It doesn't bother me, no hot spots, and it's a super smooth, comfortable ride, especially how they do have that designed where it kind of helps with that propulsion off the front toe, a little bit lighter, if you're using like an M3, heavier than the N1. I recommend this shoe highly. I say go out and try a pair on if you can. They're going to be going away, so there's probably not a ton of them out there. I don't know what the situation is. I'm really hoping that Pearl's using this as a publicity stunt and they're just going to come back at the last minute and say, you know what, we're coming back into the run market, we love it. Or if enough people plea, sign petitions, cram social media, whatever it is, they'll stick around and still develop some shoes. If not, there's still some out there. Go get yourself a pair. Do yourself a favor. Try this shoe out. I love it. I really do. If there's anything else you want to know about the shoe, please feel free to go ahead and drop us a note. Go online. Email me, manners@trailmanners.com. Ask some specific questions. I'll try and answer them the best I can. If not, I'll find an answer for you. It's a great shoe. It really is. So thanks for listening to Gear Garage number 11. We try and keep it short and sweet. Don't go into too many details. Answer some that I know people want to get to, but overall, it's a smooth ride. It's a great shoe. There's a lot of shoes on the market. I'm not saying it's the only shoe, but for me right now, this is one I'll be running in for quite a while. Probably end up with a couple more pair to add to my arsenal, not just the 3 that I have in my house right now. But I'm always looking to try out some new stuff too. So if you got any ideas, anything you want to see on Gear Garage for reviews, please let us know. We'd love to review it for you. We'll love to get our hands on them. Again, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you go out and get you a pair. Again, sexy with 3 X's. That's how sexy these are. Okay, they do have another color, which is blue. I'm not even going to talk about it. This is the one you want. It goes with everything. Goes beautifully in the mountains. So again, Trail Manners, Gear Garage number 11. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to share us, like us, follow us, whatever all those social media things do. And we hope to see you next week on the next Gear Garage.